You join me today as we try and progress to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and we're after an automatic promotion place. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 18 of Project Turnaround, where we try and turn around one of the sides that has fallen out of the Premier League in last season. In this case, it's Brentford. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, we have for you two games as usual. Reading away in the Championship. It's Championship match day, and I can't remember which match day it is. We'll find out in a moment. And we then have a trip to the South Coast to play Brighton in the FA Cup quarter-final. Opportunity maybe to get through to the semi-finals, albeit it's not going to be easy. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. Leave me some comments. Let me know how you think this series has gone, because we might do it again at some other point, and also when this series finishes and we move on to another FM24 series, then give me some ideas of what you think you'd like me to be doing in that FM24 series. Right, without any more to do, let's have a look and see what's been happening since you were last with us. In the last episode, we played Crystal Palace in the fifth round of the FA Cup. A resounding win against them. Top of the league, of course. And not many people have beaten them this season, but we did. 5-1. A resounding win there. And then we went on to beat Birmingham in the Championship by 3-0. Since then, we've played Rotherham. We beat them 4-0. At the whatever stadium it is, the New York Stadium. Yes, of course it is. 17 shots, 8 on target, 1.37, 56% of the possession. They had 7 shots, 1 on target, 44% of the possession. Goals from Openda, Mari, Berriton Diaz and Yamalak, keeping up his recent good form, of course. So that gave us a decent win in the Championship there. And, quite a splendid turnout that, and has left us in second place in the table. We have a game in hand as well over the teams, the 4, 5 teams, 6 teams immediately behind us. So if we were to win that, we'd be 4 points clear of Sheffield United in third place, which would mean I don't think we would gain any momentum on Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace is so far in front of us, still 17 points, so we're not going to catch them. But it would mean that that second automatic promotion place theoretically is ours to throw away, as opposed to have to win. So as it stands at the minute, that's what we want to do. And if we manage to get promoted, even though we're not promoted as champions, get promoted back into the Premier League, I guess it's job done, and that's what we would be trying to do. Right, Reading is our first game up today, then a game against Brighton. Brighton, I think, are they Premier League? They are Premier League, currently 12th in the Premier League as well. So Premier League opposition. I'm not expecting to go too much further in this if we don't get past them. Which would mean that we would have 2 more episodes left in this series as we try and get through to that automatic promotion place. Right, first up then, Reading. We have played them before, played them once in this series. A 3-0 win at the Community Stadium. Goals from Ivan Toney, got 2 goals, 3 minutes and a penalty after 19, and Stephen Al-Sharaway after 75, making it all done and dusted. A long time has happened since then. We've obviously had quite a big change in personnel, and we're on reasonable good form. I don't know how many it is now since we've lost. Let's go and quick check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 games unbeaten is since we had that loss in the Caribou Cup quarter-final to Bristol City. I'm thinking of maybe another quarter-final slip up, but we'll see. Let's get Championship is what our main focus is, so let's do the business there then and get that sorted. Team news from Reading is Tom Ince has a hip injury, and Femi Aziz is also out with a hip injury. Let's go and have a look at the team then that will face Reading. And here is the team that will face Reading in this Championship on match day 38. And it's Patterson in goal. Tavares, Mari, Starfelt and Stevens are our defensive line. Kamara, Bidstrup and Winks are our central midfield, with Yamalak sitting behind Perez and Diaz up front. Rea on the bench. Sorensen, Sharaway, Lewis Potter, De Silva, Lafitte and Penda, because he's played a few games, just going to give him a little bit of a rest. And here we are in Reading, and they are playing a 4-3-3 formation. We are playing a 4-3-3. Reading in 12th with 56 points. We're in second with 77 points. Throw in Wilson Esbrand, a long throw for Forrest. Through to Ajika. And that ball won. And, I was paying attention to the actual, what looked like a foul on the player. Forrest heading this on. Ijaria. And who's that with him? Bidstrup. Bidstrup takes the ball off him. He's outside the area anyway. Back to Patterson. Pablo Mari. Patterson launches a long one, looking for Brereton Diaz, who heads it on, but nobody there. Perez sort of started to run, but it was a bit late. Yamalak putting pressure on them. And that ball comes forward again. And it's headed on this time, but Patterson will fall on it. The highlight is going to continue. It's a throw out to Stevens. Stevens comes forward. Stevens inside to Yamalak. Yamalak now. Can he get a cross in? He pulls it back, and the ball was taken off the feet of, I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Yamalak, but Brereton Diaz was there and put it away. We'll see it from behind the goal. Stevens inside to Yamalak. Yamalak comes forward. It's crossed in. It wasn't actually Yamalak. It was, who was this then? Winks had it taken off his foot, but Brereton Diaz got there ahead of everybody else and put it in the back of the net. It's 1-0. Stevens. Brereton Diaz picked up a knock. Long throw. Kamara heads it down. Winks into the area. Winks has a shot and it's been saved. That was on target and going in. Finn Stevens with an in-swinging corner then. It's headed back out. Kamara is there in support. Finn Stevens. And a long ball again. Pablo Mari tidying up, nearly gave it away, but managed to get it back to Patterson. Bidstrup. Winks. Perez. Diaz through to Yamalak. Yamalak is on good form, but a good save by Ward. Ward is saving their bacon at the minute and puts it behind for another corner. Swung in. Oh, just over the top. And who was that? That was Pablo Mari. 25 minutes on the clock. Winks with the corner. Swung in. And Pablo Mari gets his 6th of the season. And we take a 2-0 lead on 25 minutes. And cementing our place in that second automatic promotion place. Tucked it inside the post. And 3 minutes of injury time. We're in the first minute of that injury time at the end of the first half. 2-0 lead at the moment. But Reading are coming forward. Camara got a foot in there. What a pickup. Perez now. Can we cause more danger before half-time? Cross it in. Yamalak! And it's Brighton Diaz getting his 10th of the season. And despite having an injury, he's onto a hat-trick. And he's put that one away. Yamalak not managing to get it on target. It was blocked, I think. Perez, lovely move. Crossed it in. Yamalak, who's a goalkeeper, made the save. Sorry, Yamalak. And Brighton Diaz putting it away. And half-time has arrived. No more highlights. It is 3-0. Goals on 11 minutes, 25 and 46. We've had 14 shots, 8 of which have been on target. 2.47. 50% of the possession. They've had just one shot, which wasn't on target. 0.02 on the XG. At the moment, we're doing very, very well. And in order not to lose Brighton Diaz possibly for the FA Cup match, we've taken him off and replaced him with Lewis Potter at half-time. That is our first change, and a shame for Brighton Diaz because A, he was on a hat-trick, and B, I think he's got a player of the match rating as it stands at the moment. And maybe he still get that despite being brought off at half-time. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button then, and you might have missed a bit of the highlight. Stevens with the ball. Starfelt to Stevens. Stevens tries to poke it over the top, but Holmes heads it back to Ward. 46 minutes on the clock. They've brought on Andy Carroll, who's always a danger man. Tavares cutting that one out, but only as far as Moore. Through to Andy Carroll, and a good save from Patterson, but he was offside. And Andy Carroll is injured. Finn Stevens throwing that to Perez. Just saw him going off there. Stevens, Bidstrup, Starfelt over the top. Oh, and I'm not sure what happened there. I want to see that from behind. But Perez gets his 9th of the season. And we go 4-0 up after 53 minutes. Stevens inside of Bidstrup. Bidstrup, Starfelt launches one. I see. It bounced and Perez heads it into the ground past Ward. Question of whether he was offside or not. It's no, he wasn't. .63 minutes on the clock. It's Reading with a highlight, and they've got it through to Ajaria. And Carroll's there. It's saved on the line. Not quite sure who was saved it on the line, but they did, and it's gone over the top. Just having a look at that highlight again, because I really want to see who is crossed in. Andy Carroll has a go at it. It's crossed off the line by Tavares. Cleared off the line by Tavares. Bate and Nador here just throttles it over the top. And Reading again here. 65 on the clock. McIntyre to Holmes. Tet. Moore comes forward. And they've got lots of people here. Turner, and a penalty's been given. Starfelt on Carroll. And I think that's a bit harsh. VAR wouldn't allow that, I'm sure. Starfelt's going to get sent off. And so with 66 minutes on the clock, with that sending off of Carl Starfelt for a second yellow. Very unfortunate, but what we've done is we've taken off Yamalak, who was having a fantastic game. Got 8 on the ratings so far. We have brought on Beck Sorensen in place of Yamalak, put him back in defence. So we're now playing a 4-3-2 without the attacking midfielder up front. Penalties to be taken by Andy Carroll, and Patterson can't save that one. Whether Raya would have done if he was there. His 9th goal of the season for Andy Carroll. Gets one back for them. It's 4-1. with 24 minutes to play. They have a free kick just inside the centre circle in their half. And they get another one back now. It's game on. Wilson Esbrand. Ejaria crosses it in, looking for Carroll. Carroll's just headed that over the top. And with 80 minutes on the clock, making two more changes, we have taken off Finn Stevens, brought on El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy plays on the left, of course. Tavares will switch to the right. And we've also taken off Madi Kamara in midfield and brought on Josh Da Silva. El Shaarawy with the corner. It's an in-swinger. It's cleared. Bidstrup heads it down, but only to Terma. And Terma's tackled by El Shaarawy. Pablo Mari over the top. Perez into Lewis Potter. And it's gone over. And with 87 minutes on the clock, our final change of the afternoon, we have taken off Harry Winks and we brought on Enzo Lafay. Reading at it again, but it's well won by Bidstrup. And Perez comes forward. Shaarawy has Sorensen in support. Da Silva, Shaarawy, Sorensen, Bidstrup, Da Silva, Lafay. Moving this around nicely. 4 minutes of injury time. We're in the second minute of Lafay through to Perez. Perez! 10th goal of the season. And it's 5-1 on 92 minutes or 93 minutes. And it's all over. And a resounding win against Reading, despite Andy Carroll trying to get himself back or get themselves back in the game. Lafay, lovely through ball. Perez onto it. Perez has a lovely shot, back of the net. Onside. And it's all over. No more highlights. And splendid win that was too, despite getting Starfelt sent off, which is really, really annoying. 19 shots, 11 on target, 3.09 and 46% of the possession. They had 9 shots, 3 on target, 2 on the XG. That was after Andy Carroll come on, I think, and 54% of the possession. Not a bad day for them, but it was a lot better for us. And here's a roundup of the afternoon's results. 5-1 win against Reading has put us in a good position because Sheffield United only managed to draw against Sunderland, a 2-2 draw, and Crystal Palace losing to Stoke 2-1. I keep thinking this is the other save, but of course Crystal Palace in this one are near the top. So that loss by Crystal Palace has put us in a very, very good position in as much as we've closed the gap to 14 points on them and opened up a 3 points gap against Sheffield United. Plus, we've got that game in hand. So with the game in hand, we could be 6 points clear of Sheffield United, which really does mean that we're cementing ourselves in a very, very good position in the top 2 and with 8 games left to play. So 46 games, of course, played in the Championship. And, well, we're doing ourselves no disservice. Well, the good news is that Ben Brereton Diaz is only out for a couple of days with a tight calf, which means he is in contention for the next match against Brighton. And so with no other news to tell you about between games, it is the FA Cup quarter-final against Brighton. Brighton team news is Christian Norgard is ineligible. Is that because he's on loan from us? It's something like that, isn't it? Lewis Dunk is suspended. Solly March is suspended. Matumu is out with a hip injury. Brereton Diaz is cup-tied. I forgot that last game, didn't I, when I took him off. Starfelt is suspended due to being sent off in the last match. And Harry Winks is also suspended. And here is the side that will face Brighton in this FA Cup quarter-final. Are we going for the semi-finals or not? Time will tell. Raya comes back into goal. Brathwaite, Mari, Janssen and Roberts are our defensive line. Shackleton, Bidstrup and Kamara in midfield. Yamalak stays in that shadow striker role, which he's been in great form with. Zakari and Openda are in front of him, with Patterson, Sorensen, Preet, Perez, Tavares, Lafi, Lewis Potter, Stevens and Sharaway on the bench. And this is the Brighton side that we play. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. And let's face it, if we're going to ascend to the Premier League, we need to be winning games like this. 4-3-1-2 is our formation. First highlight comes just 5 minutes in. Webster with a free kick to Casido. Veltman. And we'll see if our style works against that. Estepan. Casido. Webster. Veltman. Back to Casido. McAllister coming through the lines now. And Lampiti is out wide, all on his own, crossed into the area. It's cleared by... Who cleared that? It was Roberts who made the clearance. Moved on by Brathwaite. Two wing-backs doing their job. Crossed back in, but this time it's headed over the top. Gross with a corner. It's headed out. Estepan. McAllister trying to create a bit of space for himself. Lampiti. And he's running at it again. And we've got to stop him. It's well saved. Brathwaite clears it, but only as far as Estupiñán. Roberts winning that ball. No penalty given. It looked a bit, ferocious, but he got it. Bidstrup. Openda heads it down to Yamalak. Yamalak now looking for Zakari. Hits it first time. Goalkeeper saves it, but he parries it, and Zakari puts away the ball that was loose, and he's fourth of the season. And it gives us a 1-0 lead after 43 minutes. Probably against the runner play. I don't know. Zakari hit it first time. Goalkeeper could only parry it, but Zakari was quick to react. And it's all over. Half-time has arrived. We have a slender lead against Brighton. 6 shots, 3 on target, 0.49 on the XG. 43% of the possession against Brighton's 5 shots, 1 on target, 0.42 and 57% of the possession. Ooh. 51 minutes on the clock. First highlight of this second half, and it's Brighton on the attack, and that was Pablo Mari. Didn't get that away. He had control of that, and they get the equaliser after 52. It was a free kick. Gross. Headed away by Pablo Mari. Bidstrup sort of gets half a foot to it. Sarmiento done. Pablo Mari should just put this away, but didn't. And Lavija. 64 minutes on the clock, and it's Brighton again. Sarmiento caused all the trouble last time. Crossed it to Grujic. Headed clear by Janssen. Roberts. Pender's out there. Roberts will tidy up. Openda, can we break now? Bidstrup. Janssen. Shackleton, that was very short. Kamara. Bidstrup, but saved by Openda. Openda's got caught in the tackle, but Kamara gets a foot in, but it's only a foot. And they're on it again. Sarmiento, he only needs to cross this in, and a penalty's been given. Or is it VAR are going to look at it? And it is a penalty. And assuming he scores it, Lavija. Oh, and Raya for the third time. That's why they put him in goal. That's why we put him. He's got that thing of saving penalties and could change the game again. Gross with it, and Raya comes out and collects. And with nearly 70 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes. First off, we're taking Openda off, who's having a very poor game up front. Perez takes his place. Lewis Potter comes on in place of Yahya Yamalak, who's not having his usual form. Mind you, he's up against a Premier League side, I suppose. Beck Sorensen comes into central midfield as the ball-winning midfielder in place of a tiring Bidstrup. They have a corner. Lallana. Janssen heads it clear, but only back out to Lallana. Gross. And trying to find a way through. We need to try and win this ball. Oh, through to Sessignon, and it's cut out. Oh, cleared off the line by Brathwaite. Kamara puts that into touch. And with 80 minutes on the clock, we have made 2 more changes. We will probably have one if it goes to extra time. One more, that is, if it goes to extra time. But, excuse me, as it currently stands, we've taken off Brathwaite and replaced him with Nuno Tavares. And we've also, in midfield, replaced Mady Kamara with Enzo Lafay. Gross with a throw in here on this near side. McAllister cut out by Mari. Tavares, it takes a deflection to Lafay. Lafay tries to thread it through, but it was a poor ball. Sessignon. But Lewis Potter has come on and won that ball. Perez, are we on here? Can he get this ball across? He can. It's not got anywhere though, and it's cleared. Looked like there might have been something on there for a second or two. Janssen heads that down to Lafay. Roberts still alive. Perez comes forward. We're in injury time. It's crossed in. Oh, Lewis Potter, his 10th of the season on 92 minutes with 94 to be played. That is a goal. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Wow. Perez comes forward, gets this ball across, puts it in the danger area of that 6-yard box, and Lewis Potter plants it in the back of the net. And it's all over. We are through to the semi-final of the FA Cup. Oh, boys and girls, what a extreme end to that game. And once again, that man Raya has saved our bacon. He's put us effectively into the semi-final by that penalty save. And Lewis Potter coming on as a substitute in that shadow striker role. And goodness me, those front three again. Shouldn't have done that, sorry. Those front three again, very, very dangerous. And 2 minutes into injury time. That goal, Perez through to Lewis Potter, put it away. 12 shots, 5 on target, 1.21 on the XG, 42% of the possession. They had 13 shots, 6 on target, 2.63, 58% of the possession. Can I just say, I think also a lot of that win was down to the defence doing an absolutely splendid job. I don't think we're going to make the final, but I never expected us to make the semi-final. Well, a quick roundup of the quarterfinals. And we are in the pot for the semi-final along with Tottenham, Liverpool and Arsenal. Manchester City getting beaten by Liverpool by 2-0. Everton being beaten by Tottenham 2-1. And Arsenal beating Wolves 2-0. We will get to play another Premier League side. But which one will it be? It will either be one of our 2 London cohorts, Tottenham or Arsenal, or a trip to the Northwest. I say a trip to the Northwest, it's in London, isn't it? Or it'll be against Liverpool. We will have the draw for the semi-final at the start of the next episode. And the next episode will be Bristol City and Watford as we now concentrate for a short while. I'd like to think that we've pretty much got the championship sewn up by the time we get to the FA Cup semi-final, or at very least it is in that game against Preston. So I think it's going to be there or thereabouts. So we will have 3 more episodes Was going to finish on episode 20, but looks like episode 21 now. Bristol City and Watford, then we will come back for the FA Cup semi-final and a game against Preston, and then we'll finish up with the final 2 games of the season. Hopefully, we'll be straightforward in the basis that we've already secured that automatic promotion, and we won't have to worry too much about the Wolves and Stoke games. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me comments and all the rest of it. And you will be able to keep up with all future episodes of Project Turnaround and our other series, of course, Irons in the Fire, our FM24 save. When this series finishes, we will have another FM24 series. If you'd like to suggest what it might be, leave me a comment down below and I'll be pleased to hear from you. New episodes of Project Turnaround are released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 19 and it's out next Tuesday. Have yourself a very good weekend. Bye-bye.